A Rattle in the Night, the story of the Oklahoma earthquake. Hello, I'm Brian Ivy reporting for NeoWeather.com, looking at some aftermath footage of the earthquake right now after we opened with that video that occurred during the earthquake. You can see this is close to the epicenter in Prague, Oklahoma. Some decent damage done there. Now we are going to bring on Mark Spencer. Good day, everyone. I'm here with my colleague here at NeoWeather.com, Mark Spencer. How are you doing today, Mark?
Pretty good. How are you doing today, Brian?
Doing well. Of course, you're staying in Oklahoma City as part of your work assignment, and that's just about 45 miles to the west of Prague, Oklahoma, where they suffered a 5.6 magnitude earthquake yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, I can tell you about it. It was quite interesting. It's the second earthquake we had in about 24 hours that was major. It's actually, they had a total of 8 earthquakes in a 24-hour period, counting the aftershocks. We had one early Saturday morning around 2:15 in the morning, which was a 4.7 magnitude, and that one actually woke me up. I was sleeping at the time, and that woke me up. And actually, that one was kind of interesting because I actually heard it coming for about 2 seconds or so.
Just a little bit of rumbling beforehand?
It kind of sounded like someone was walking around on the roof really loudly,
Okay.
and it startled me. I'm like, "What is that noise?" And then all of a sudden, that's when the room started shaking, and that's when I realized it was an earthquake. And that
Okay.
lasted about anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. Last night, when that one happened just before 11 o'clock here local time, and it woke me up as well. And pretty much what it woke me up there was the actual tremor itself, and it lasted for about a minute.
Yeah, that's what I heard. About constant shaking for the whole minute?
Yeah, it was very constant. It was actually different. The one early Saturday morning had more of a lateral or left to right
Okay.
movement to it. Um, it was just not as strong as the last one. The one we had last night, I knew was stronger right away. It lasted longer, but not only that, pretty much everything vibrated. You didn't have the left to right only movement. You had movement in all four directions, left to right and up and down. A lot of things were rattling, and right away I could tell that it was definitely a stronger earthquake. I was a little bit concerned with that
Okay.
one actually.
Any damage where you were staying?
No damage to our map here.
Okay.
None was reported according to local media. Up towards Prig there, they had a highway buckle in a few different spots. It was closed for a while. I know a couple houses were damaged,
Okay.
and I believe I heard one person was sent to the hospital for a minor injury.
Well, of course, 5.6 is pretty significant for the Midwest.
Yes,
So I can definitely understand why there would be some damage close to the epicenter.
yes, definitely. This is the strongest earthquake in the state's history since the
Yes.
50s. And of course, back then, how they kept the scale of things was slightly different.
Not
Um,
quite as accurate as the measurements that they have today.
yeah, they don't actually use the Richter scale anymore, but they have the magnitude scale, which is similar, but yeah, it does measure intensity differently.
Right. Well, thank you for spending a couple minutes with me, and glad you were there to be able to witness it, and glad nobody was hurt.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Brian.
Here is a graphic that shows just how vast the effects of this earthquake were. You could see up into Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, of course in Oklahoma, and Texas. People all felt that earthquake, and that is quite rare for an Oklahoma earthquake centered on the fault line that runs right through the central part of the state. There's about 1,000, yes, 1,000 earthquakes that have occurred since 2010, but only about 100 have ever been felt. So very rare to feel such a major earthquake over such a wide area, a vast area there in the central and southern plains of our great country here in America. So that just gives a little perspective for how major this earthquake really was. I would like to thank you for joining me. This has been Brian Ivy reporting. Have a great night.